Hey there. So in this video I'm going to show you how exactly do possessed weapons work and how to get the buffs you want on them. So what I have brought along are these arm blades and these claws, and I will also show you that the damage from possessed weapons is actually limited in terms of scaling. And as you can see on these claws there is 266 to 296 damage. And on his arm blades 243 and to 273, but I will get to that later on. So for example, let's say I want all elemental damage on these arm blades. That's shock damage, frost damage, fire damage, and piercing damage. So what we do, well, what I do is first of all you would have to find some weapons that have these buffs. So I have these scythes which have fire damage, as we can see. These have ice damage. These have piercing damage. And here we have shock damage. But if we just try to level this thing up with these, as you can see, it will not level up from one item. Well, as you can see, this levels up, so we can sacrifice this. And the buffs you can choose later on will depend on the items you feed into it. So if we sacrifice this, as we can see, ice damage and health on grit, and that item had ice damage and health on grit, but secondary weapons cannot have execution chance, so that is not an option on secondaries, so ice damage. And if we want to upgrade it more, as we can see, we can get piercing damage as well as it levels up, so we can do this right now, piercing damage. And well, now to get the fire damage, it does not level up, and shock damage also not level up. So what I do is I go to Valgrim. Valgrim is there. Valgrim sells these blank talismans, which you need level 40 to wield and have no buffs. So in terms to feed it into possessed weapons, it's excellent, because it does not have buffs, so it does not actually affect the random buffs you might get on your possessed weapon. And here he is. So let's just buy a few of these. They're relatively inexpensive, they only cost 25,000 each, so I'll buy a few of these. Okay, that's that. So what I do is first I sacrifice one of these talismans. As we can see, the level bar rises. It's there now. And now we can get the fire damage. As you can see, it levels up from this, and it will have the option to get not to get fire damage. I suppose only 2 elemental damage is the limit. Okay. Bit of a screw up there, isn't it? But whatever. Okay. So for another example, let's see here. What do we have? Okay, let's say I want critical chance on these arm blades. So you can see this hammer has critical chance, damage, and arcane. So if we sacrifice one of these talismans to increase the level, sacrifice this, and as we can see, arcane, critical chance, and critical damage. So let's just take chance for this, and there we go. So can level up more. Yes, it does one more level. Let's just do something random here. Might as well give this piercing damage, health on grit, whatever. And well, there we go. As you can see, the maximum damage did not actually increase, like I said, because it's limited to around 307 to 309. And these claws, for example, have 271 to 309, and this is 273 to 307. And